Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Suneel Dhand, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the amazing health benefits of olive oil and how you should be consuming more of it. So let's talk olive oil and how amazing it is for you. Now you may already be aware of the fact that olive oil is very good for you. Of course, it forms a core part of the Mediterranean diet, which research has shown time and again to be one of the best long-term diets that you can adhere to. Now a study was actually just published that caught my attention. I want to go through it with you here. I'm going to get out my laptop. Don't you like the cover? Very unique. And let's read it to you then. So this study was published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, so a very reputable journal, and it involved almost 100,000 adults over a 25-year time period. So a lot of people over a long time period is always what we look for in any study. The researchers found that an approximate 15% reduction in cardiovascular risk and 20% reduction in heart disease risk specifically was occurring in people who consumed greater than half a tablespoon of olive oil a day compared to those who had it less than once a month. Think about that for a moment. 15 and 20%. Those are huge percentage improvements. And this is the whole thing with lifestyle medicine, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. When you think about dietary changes, exercise changes, even mindset changes as well, when researchers actually study these things, they often produce much better percentage improvements than many medications and treatments. And it's always important to keep that in mind. We can do little things every day that will have dramatic effects on our health and well-being. So what is it about olive oil that is so good for you? Coming back to olive oil then specifically, well, it's a fatty oil, and fats, aren't they bad for you? Of course, fats have a bad rep. But the thing about olive oil is it's 75% oleic acid, which is a monounsaturated fat. Remember, it's the saturated fats that are bad for you and the mono and polyunsaturated fats that are much better for you. And studies and lots of research has shown that if you consume moderate amounts of mono and polyunsaturated fats, that can actually improve your cholesterol profile. It can raise your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, and help to lower your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. A tablespoon of olive oil contains about 120 calories, so not terrible. And on top of all of that, olive oil is high in antioxidants, which we know are very good for you. I want to come back to this study for a moment and quote you something else from the researchers. They basically said that if you replace 5 grams of margarine, butter, mayonnaise, or dairy fat with the equivalent amount of olive oil regularly in your diet, you can have a significantly lower risk of heart disease. That's just replacing 5 grams. So olive oil is amazing, and we should all be trying to incorporate it into our diet regularly. One of my heroes is Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States, author of the Declaration of Independence. But on top of that, he was 250 years ahead of his time in terms of healthy living. When you hear and read about his lifestyle habits, the way he used to eat, how he used to exercise, go outdoors, it was amazing. And there's a quote that I want to give you from Thomas Jefferson. And he said, and bear in mind this was over 200 years ago, "The olive tree is surely the richest gift of heaven. I can scarcely expect bread." I hope when you next have your bread, and hopefully it's multigrain or whole wheat bread, that you have olive oil on it instead of whatever else you have. And I'm going to give you a little demonstration here. Let's use Bertolli olive oil. It's one of the better known brands. Off note, I'm not sponsored by Bertolli, but hey, if you're watching Bertolli and want to do it, you're a good brand, feel free to reach out to me. And let's see here. So we have some pita bread. You could just dip pita bread in a tablespoon of olive oil. You can add some seasoning or a tiny bit of salt as well to make it tastier. And we have some toasted bread here. So next time you have toast, instead of having margarine, butter on it, do this. Grab your olive oil and a tablespoon, pour the olive oil on and then just spread it over your bread and eat it that way. And it's actually very tasty. Olive oil is terrific, and I encourage you all to regularly incorporate it into your diet.